I had found this film in a camera my girlfriend had bought 3 years ago in an antique shop in Bangor, a town not far from Belfast in Northern Ireland. It was an old Super 8 camera. The film had remained unfinished inside the camera. Someone had obviously forgotten that it was there. I felt unable to throw it away, and one day I had it developed. The film was 2 minutes long and consisted of 3 separate scenes. A family at the seaside, a woman carrying a silver tray towards the camera, and a series of confused images, probably shot inside an antique shop. I had got used to watching the little film very often. One day, I understood that I wanted to find his family.
Même commentaire pour cette partie-là. Pas de saturation de couleur.
I went to the Kodak laboratory to see if it was possible to know when the film had been made.
C'est un film Kodak Road, signé KMA.
Non, pas du tout, parce que Charlie Sophon, c'est une usine de fabrication.
On a
Ils n'ont pas du tout d'atelier
le code
de photographie, ils font que de la fabrication d'émissions.
qui, par les symboles, lui donne l'année de fabrication.
Ça, c'est
Donc, on a
un travail de laboratoire.
une croix, un triangle et une croix.
Je pense qu'il y en a un.
Croix, triangle, croix.
Si je me reporte à mon tableau,
Voilà.
ça correspond à une année de fabrication de 1983.
Oui, d'accord. Là, je vais avoir du mal après de vous donner une autre adresse. Enfin, on essaiera de trouver.
C'est pas avant 83, ça on en est sûr. Ça, pas de problème. Pas de problème.
I went to Belfast to try to find the people who were in this little film, which I had come across purely by chance. I wondered if these people could still be found. If so, I could perhaps give the film back to them. I dropped off my bags and went out for my breakfast. It was a Sunday morning and the pace of the city had slowed down. Something very important had changed in Belfast. Just 2 days beforehand, the Loyalists had agreed to the ceasefire which the IRA had declared at the end of August. This Sunday was the first Sunday of peace, however uncertain in Belfast for 25 years. The papers I bought on arriving showed the photos of the first baby to be born in peacetime. The following morning, I set off in search of these people, about whom I knew nothing, except that they were in this little film, which had been shot at the seaside 10 or 11 years earlier. It was autumn, mid-October, and it was a pleasure to look at the countryside. I knew the name of the street where my girlfriend had bought the camera, Grace Hill. I soon discovered, however, that there were over a dozen antique shops in the same street.
How much is on that?
I think it's 6, but...
6. I'll give you it for 5 if you want it.
I take it, okay.
No problem, eh?
Each time I watched the little film, I discovered new details, and each person I showed it to saw something else. I was able to find the right shop because of a sign opposite, which appeared through the window in the confused images on the little film. I also recognized the floor tiles and the door handle. It was the right shop, but the setup had changed, and it had become a showroom where auctions were held. The various antique sellers who had worked there before were all gone now. No one knew where I could find them. Then I met Dorothy, who ran the antique shop next door to the showroom.
They're not very clear.
I showed her some photos made from the film.
Oh, that's a better one. And no, I don't recognize this lady. I only know of 2 people who would have sold cameras. I know where one person is, but I cannot trace the other. I've no idea. But probably, with a little bit of work, it could be traced down. Because I think this man, he now works in a company. You know, part-time job, he got tired doing shop business. So probably we could find out the company's name and you could maybe trace him from there. That's about all I would know.
You think we could find this company?
Yes, I know the company. But I myself couldn't get in touch with him. You would have to do that.
Yes.
Or perhaps we could do it. We could make a bit of an effort maybe be able to do it. Okay.
Dorothy remembered the people who had worked there before, and she thought I should be looking for someone called George McWilliams. She also recalled having heard where he was working now. But he had left his job without leaving any address. She remembered that a friend of her knew George's mother. The next day, I had the address of George's mother, and I went to visit her in Belfast. Crowded city streets hardly seemed the same as that first Sunday. I went to the address indicated at Alexandra Park Avenue. The young woman who opened the door led me to another house in the same street, and there I met George's mother. She telephoned George, and I was able to speak to him. I told him the whole story. He didn't seem to find it strange or complicated, but said he couldn't help me since he had never kept any records of his sales. He couldn't recall any details either. He agreed to meet me the next day anyway. That afternoon, I came across John Major, who had probably come to Belfast to show his support for the ceasefire. I was eager to meet George, and I thought of this phrase from a novel by Bruce Chatwin. When reconstructing any story, the wilder the chase, the more likely it is to yield results. That night, I went out on the town. I secretly hoped I might bump into the little girl in the film, who would probably be about 18 years old by now.
That's the camera on it. That's it.
I met George McWilliams the next morning.
The handle actually folds up down. So it's in the bag. That's the very same one, that's who it is.
He was now working at night as a security guard, and he had just returned from work.
It's really somewhere else.
He had in fact a very good memory, and he remembered the camera as soon as he saw the instruction leaflet.
I don't actually recognise the people on it, to be honest with you. But I know definitely that's who had the camera. I was selling it for on commission. It was Jim and Jerry Lennon.
So you recognise them? Or?
No, that's what I'm saying, I don't. So that lady there I've never seen before.
He remembered the people who had sold him the camera, Jim and Jerry Lennon, but this only gave rise to confusion, since they were not the ones on the Super 8 film.
I was looking for the phone number there to see if I had the phone number.
Okay.
For you. Have the address.
He was, however, very sure of himself, and could even get me their address.
There's a J.A. Lennon here, 26 Victoria Road.
26 Victoria Road. Roger, I'll try that. There's a Mr. J. Lennon lives in 26 Victoria Road.
That must be this, but it's supposed to be an office, maybe.
The only P. Lennon in the book is Lance Road.
Then I went back to Bangor.
Go ahead,
I took a
John.
taxi to Jim Lennon's house.
You're clear there, 25. 121 Ballycroffin Road in Bangor.
Yeah, there's a Shopcom office there.
There was nobody there, but I decided to wait. And after a while, the neighbors came to see what I was looking for. They told me that Jim was normally at home at this time, but that today I wasn't in luck. I would have to come back the next day. I went into a nearby pub. The waiter was called Stephen. He was born in Canada. His parents had decided to emigrate there from Belfast in 1969, at the beginning of the Troubles. They had come back in 1971 because his mother was homesick.
No, I'm afraid not. No. Have you any names at all? How are you going to trace them then? It looks like Ballyholme Beach. Yeah, which is about 2 miles round the corner from here. But like any beach looks like, beaches look kind of similar, don't they? If they're from Bangor, I would say that that's where it's from, that's where it's taken from. But no, I can't help you.
The beach in the film could have been anywhere, but I knew already that it couldn't be Ballyholme, the beach in Bangor that Stephen talked about, because from here, the shore of Belfast Lough, land on the other side was always visible, but in the little film, the sea stretched out indefinitely. Sometimes, I wondered what I was doing here on the trail of these people, who I almost certainly would not succeed in finding. What people seemed to find strange was not that I was looking for this family, but that I came for some other reason than making a film about the Troubles and the ceasefire. I had been there for 1 week. I was waiting for something to happen. The next day, I returned to Bangor. I rang the doorbell of 26 Victoria Road, and a man came to open the door. It was Jim Lennon, Sr., the father of the man who had sold the camera to George. But he didn't recall that his son ever had a movie camera. He invited me in for a cup of tea. I showed them the photos, and his wife thought she recognized Molly, a former neighbor of their daughter-in-law, Jerry.
So it's just could be Molly, grandchildren and her daughter.
That's Ballyholme, isn't it?
Sure, it's Ballyholme.
It's very like Ballyholme Bay. No, you would get the dividers. You might see when it goes further.
Your son's in there. Let's have another look at Molly. I swear that's Molly.
That's the man, that's her husband.
She's about 18 now, Gary says.
Well, that's 10, 11 years ago. Turn round.
Turn round, Molly. Turn round. And that could be the daughter.
You couldn't really tell, you know. Could be, you know,
No,
but you
it
couldn't
could
really
be.
tell. That smile there.
That
is
smile,
very
like Molly, yes. Well, that's our job. Definitely, yeah. It just needs to be Molly now.
Very like Molly's smile. And there's more.
Yeah, but that's my own.
That's your own father.
Oh, that's my father.
Is that your father?
Yeah.
I see, yes.
Up there, right over on the far side.
Let's get round and see Molly.
Do you think it's her?
It's very like her.
It's very like her. You see,
If
we
we take
didn't
10
know
years off her, I would think it's very like her.
What's your name?
François.
Francois.
Francois. Well, you see, the thing is, Francois, we didn't know her 12 years ago, but we're assuming...
We only met her in the last 2 years at
See,
pensioners' clubs, you know.
And we're assuming what should look like that. And he thinks they're your photographs, and he would like you to look at them. They were inside a cine camera, and he developed them, and he would like to meet you. Well, be all right for around about 10 minutes?
Did you have grandchildren?
Yes, oh yes, there's a daughter and 2 sons. There are 2 daughters and 1 son, is it? So will it be all right to see us? All right, dear. In about 10 minutes he'll see you. You'll be glad to see somebody. Right, Molly? Bye, dear. Bye-bye. Oh, she says she's got photographs of me. Oh, yes.
We don't know it's her yet.
Jim drove me to Molly's, who lived next to Ballyholme Beach, and I knew already that this wasn't the beach in the film, since the other side of the law was clearly visible from here. Also, there were no rocks on this beach, just sand. While he was driving, Jim spoke a little French with a strong Canadian accent, and he explained to me that they had lived in Montreal at the beginning of the 60s, because Jim couldn't find any work in Belfast. The grand years of Belfast, so Jim told me, had been those of the shipbuilding yards at the beginning of the century. It was here that they built the Titanic. Before going to see Molly, I wasn't sure whether or not to bring the camera. I didn't want to frighten her. Jim thought it would be better not to bring it, but I took it with me anyway.
Molly, do you have a video?
Me?
TV and video?
Well, Morand has a... Yes,
He's got a video of the film that was in the thing.
Have you really?
Shows you running about the beach.
I haven't got one here.
You haven't got one?
Because I gave it to my son and I says, there's no point me keeping the video. You see, when I had that severe stroke.
Well, maybe you could come with us back to our house and we'll show you it.
Aye.
How about that, Francois?
Do
nice.
that?
Of course.
When I get my key.
So, but
Oh, those lovely little rain. Well, I'll let you take them home and show them to Charmaine and see if she knows herself there. Yeah. She's at Regent High. She'll be maybe home to school. You're not there.
Can you recognise yourself,
That's
Lorraine?
yourself there, Lorraine. Oh, yes. That's Lorraine there. Oh, that's Bognor, all right. Because they used to come there for their holidays.
I see, yeah.
They always came there to Bognor.
Well, if you come with us now round to Victoria
I'll
Road,
go and get my key.
we'll play it for you. We've watched
get...
the film twice.
Have you really?
It's about a 2-minute film, you know.
Oh, well,
just what was left in the camera.
I have your key here.
It's an Hamilton Road.
I started filming because I was happy that someone had recognized themselves in the photo, but I could hardly believe I had found them. Molly's daughter was there too. She was looking at the photo silently. At the end of the film, they wanted to see it again.
Who took this? Alec?
Alec took it. And Jackie is Lorraine's husband.
Yes.
And she didn't recognise him.
They were here for a holiday.
No, I recognise him in his swimming trunks.
Thought it was the Loch Ness Monster.
She was dark haired then at that time, my mother.
I had lovely red hair then.
Could I show the film to your husband and your daughter?
Yeah,
sure they would like
that
to
was
see it.
amazing to see Jackie. I remember him now with that thing round him, trying to learn to swim.
Does he still not swim, Maria? No.
Isn't that was very, very nice of you. That was extremely nice of you. Wasn't that lovely? That's lovely. Oh, we had a lovely time there, love.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
You were right. And we've got Molly here showing her the film. And it's her. Yes, it is indeed. And Francois has taken a movie off them too.
Reach the phone over to Molly and then.
No.
Yes. You want to word with her?
Jerry?
It was a Jerry, isn't it?
Jerry.
Molly, here's Jerry.
And that's Daddy. That's you. And that's...
Oh, I remember that with a tyre.
And yes, I knew you'd remember that, Jackie. And that's... You were splashing me there, chasing me. And that was Bogner also with
I remember
my
that.
trophies.
What I did there was very risky. For starters, I can't swim. So I put a tyre on. I went away out into the sea with a tyre. If I'd have hit a rock, the tyre would have busted.
You'd have died.
I'd have been drowned. Oh yes, I remember that.
Oh, Alec was telling you to do that, Charmaine. Splash Nanny. Oh, there he is.
Up there.
See you swimming there, Jackie. I was tired. That was my bowling trophy of Bognor, but I didn't get keeping that, Jackie. They only took them every year off you.
You were 5?
Aye, about 5, that's right.
And how old are you now?
I was 16.
16. Do you recognize you very well in the picture?
Yeah, I know me. Anyway.
But you know you do.
Aye.
She liked France, didn't you? For holiday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you over here on holiday?
No, I came especially for that.
What did you?
Yes, I came especially
Today?
to give you this tape.
Yes. Jackie, put that on top of that
Amazing.
thing over there, look, there. There, that one belongs to that there. Don't let the chap go with that.
Oh, no, I shan't.
There's Roger. Gonna get a picture taken with Charmaine.
So that's it. I wanted to give you this tape back, and it was the idea of my journey here, and the idea of the film I'm making now. The film is about a traveler that goes to Belfast to give some people a film back.
Oh,
Yes.
And you are these people.
That's funny. Like it went to Paris. The film was taken in the south of England.
Yes.
Regis, and now we're here in Bangor.
In Bangor. Look at the story he has. He has that to take back to France with him. You see all this story. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Absolutely amazing, Jackie.
Her one camera
Yes.
got around so much.
We decided to meet up again on Saturday. That evening, I telephoned my girlfriend Suzanne, who was still in Paris. She came over to Belfast a few days later. That weekend, I went back to see the Nichols.
Never told me. Maybe Francois never drunk whiskey before. Maybe make him sick.
Oh, I thought
No, don't worry.
Don't worry. The only little bit of French I know is Vermi la pour, s'il vous plaît. What does that mean? What does that mean? Il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. What does that mean, Francois?
It means close the door.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. I would just tell the story as I find it.
That's right.
Like John Wayne riding into a town to clean up a lot of bandits.
And you were born in O'Huckle.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this here.
Lorraine was born
Where I was born.
Belfast.
You know,
I was born in Belfast.
the whole story.
It's to do with the
The
camera.
whole story is to do with finding the film,
Finding that film.
finding those people who were on the clip of film, meeting them once again 10, 11 years on,
That's right.
and eventually filming them down at the beach where the film first started,
Yes.
and seeing the difference. Seeing how the little girl of 5 who kicked
Is now
who
16.
kicked the water into her grandmother's face
Oh,
is
yeah.
now
We had
16.
great fun that day.
Well, especially when the film is in Northern Ireland. Of course, everyone over the world will want to know, I wonder will he say anything about the Troubles? You know, like, because Northern Ireland is famous all over the world for one thing, and that is the Troubles. Now, you asked me yesterday what I thought as a Northern Ireland man about the Troubles, and I thought, I told you that the Troubles were ludicrous. The
right.
biggest load of nonsense out.
Right from the start.
That the people of Northern Ireland, who the conflict is all about, Catholic and Protestant,
Yes.
those people could live together tomorrow, happily, if they were allowed to. We want peace and quiet. We want our children to grow up where they can go anywhere, like I said to you yesterday, where they can go anywhere in Northern Ireland. They don't have to pick a certain area. Oh, I can't go there. Oh, I can't go there because it's Protestant. Oh, I can't go there because it's Catholic. We want them to be able to go anywhere they want.
But then that's how we did live.
Yes, that's how we did live before the Troubles.
All those years.
Yes, I know that. Yes, I know that.
How we did
I
live
understand
all
that.
those years.
I am old enough to
When
remember.
she was a baby in a pram, I used to push my pram up the Falls Road, through there, down the Shankle Road, across Agnes Street, and up.
Yes, that's the way it should be.
And that's where it should be.
That's the way it should be, yes.
What on earth happened, I don't know, to make
Oh well, what happened?
know
What
don't
happened
know.
is now all in the past. Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
When the film had been made, Jack had been a darts champion. He had represented Ireland in the World Championships in Las Vegas in 1979. them, Molly, Lorraine, Jack and Charmin, but there was still someone missing. I had known, since my first meeting with the Nichols, that the film had been made by Alec, Molly's husband, and that Alec had died several years ago. I hadn't thought of this possibility before, but this was the simplest explanation for the reel of film being left unfinished in the camera. It was the last film he had made before disappearing. I had come with the last images this man had taken of his family, and yet, somehow, there was no sense of sadness. Perhaps it would have been different if Alec had appeared in the film. He could have simply handed the camera to Jack, and Jack could have continued filming, but Jack was too busy learning to swim. Alec wasn't in the film, and it was as if his absence from the film seemed somehow to make his absence from life today more acceptable. I thought of all the films I've shot of my own family. Perhaps establishing these images is a way of resisting the passage of time, a way of refusing to accept the disappearance of those we love. This was the first time they saw these images. Alec had often filmed his family, but he had never shown them any of his films.